Hi guys, welcome to Math Lesson 74. Now we have learned a lot of measures and we're going to be learning a couple more, so that's really exciting. And they're really easy, okay? These kinds of lessons are super fun, right? Well, maybe not super fun, but they're super easy. So let's review our measures that we've learned so far. If there are any that you forget, especially the ones that we've just learned, don't feel bad, it's okay. You're going to get them. So just take your time, try to remember. If you need to pause the video before I say the answer to give you more time to think, go ahead and do that. All right, let's start with this one. 1 pound equals how many ounces? 16, very good. 1 quart equals how many pints? 2, nice. 1 gallon equals how many quarts? 4, yes. 1 year equals how many weeks? About 52. This is one of our new ones. About 52. 1 minute equals how many seconds? 60, nice. 1 hour is how many minutes? 60. 1 yard equals how many feet? 3, very good. 1 pint is how many cups? 2, perfect. 1 year is how many months? We just reviewed this yesterday. It's 12 months, very good. 1 year is how many days? A normal year is how many days? 365, perfect. 1 week is how many days? 7, very good. 1 dozen things is how many things? 12, good. 1 meter is how many centimeters? Remember cent like cien? 100, excellent. 1 yard is how many inches? 36. 1 leap year is how many days? Remember, we leap 1 day. So it's adding 1 day, it's 366 days. Very good. 1 foot is how many inches? 12, good job. And 1 day is how many hours? 24, very good. All right, today we are on pages 147 through 148. Looks like this with a map of the United States at the top. So go ahead and get that out if you have not yet done so. Okay, your paper is talking about miles today. We're introducing the mile. So 1 mile is very long. 1 mile is about 5,000, not about, it is 5,280 feet. That is a long distance. Remember, a foot is this big, okay? This is 1 foot. There are 5,280 of these in a mile. Woo, that's a lot of feet. Let's say it 3 times together. 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. One more time. 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. Perfect. All right. Next we have yards and a mile. So a foot, that's like your normal ruler. That is your normal ruler. A yard is a little bit longer. How many feet are in a yard? Do you remember? We just reviewed it. 3, right? Here's my yardstick. Okay, there's 3 feet in this yard. So there's going to be less yards in a mile because a yard is bigger. So a yard, there are 1,760 of those in a mile. So 1,760 yards. Let's say it 3 times together. 1 mile equals 1,760 yards. 1 mile equals 1,760 yards. 1 mile equals 1,760 yards. Very good. Okay, I want you to look at the red box at the top of your paper. It tells you how many feet are in a mile and how many yards are in a mile, so that's something that you need to memorize, you need to learn. And then underneath of that, it has 2 little sentences. The first one says, the shortest air travel distance from New York to California is 2,451 miles. So if I want to travel in an airplane from New York to California, it'll take me 2,451 miles to get there. So if you look at your map, it's the red line. There's also a blue dotted line. That line represents if you were in a car. And it says the total driving distance, so that's the distance if you're in a car, is 2,872 miles. So why is the flying distance shorter? Why are there less miles when you go in an airplane than when you go in a car? Well, that's because an airplane can take the shortest path. It can go straight over the country. It doesn't have to turn for mountains or buildings. It just goes straight over like a bird flying. So it takes the shortest distance, whereas a car has to go around things a little bit. All right, let's look at exercise 1 on page 147. It says, fill in each blank the best answer. And your choices are feet, inches, miles, or yards. So you're gonna choose which unit is the best one. Remember, an inch, that big. Foot, that big. Yard, woo, that big. Mile, woo, grande. Can't even show it with my arms. Letter A says, the fawn leaped 5 blank. To leap is to saltar. So which one would it be? Would they saltar feet, inches, miles, or yards? If you said feet, give yourself a pat on the back. Inches, that's too short. That 5 inches is about that big. Yeah, a fawn that's a baby deer, they can jump farther than that. Miles, well, no, there's no way. And yards, that's a little too much. Letter B. Caleb rode 3 blank on his bike. Do you think it would be 3 little inches, 3 feet, 3 yards, or 3 miles? It's a long distance, but it would be miles because yards, inches, feet, those are way too short of a distance. If you're gonna actually get on your bike, to only go 3, even yards, 3 yards, that's not very far. It takes you 30 seconds and boom, you're there. So miles would be the best choice. Letter C, Abby's desk is 15 blank wide. Feet, inches, miles, or yards. Think about it, a mesa, would that be 15 feet? No, that's too big. 15 inches? That's a little more than a foot? Yeah, that one makes more sense. So inches. Letter D, Mr. Reynolds is 6 blank tall. Feet, inches, miles, or yards? 6 inches tall is only about that much. 6 feet, that's about the height of Mr. Mark. 6 miles, ooh, that's very, very, very long. And 6 yards, that's a little bit taller than a person. So 6 feet is the best choice. All right, letter E, the slide on our playground is 2 blank high. Well, 2 inches. No slide would be 2 inches. 2 feet, well, it's not very big. 2 miles, oh my, no, that's too big. 2 yards, oh, 2 of these. Now that would be a good height for a slide, so 2 yards. Okay, number 2 says, mark the circle beside the measures that are wrong. So if it is equivocado, you need a color in the bubble. If it is correct, then you leave it alone, don't do anything to it. So for example, letter A, 1 yard equals 12 feet. Are there 12 feet in this thing? No. How many are there? 3. Only 3. So circle or color in that bubble because it is wrong. And do the rest ones just like that. Okay, number 3 says write the products. So you need to multiply and write the answers. Number 4, solve the story problems. Megan's family traveled 230 miles on Monday, 147 miles on Tuesday, and 198 miles on Wednesday. How many miles did they travel all together? Okay, so we know that she traveled 230 on Monday, 147 on Tuesday, 198 on Wednesday. So I want to know all 3. So I need to do what? Restar or sumar? Sumar. So in your workspace, you need to add 230 plus 147 plus 198 to get the number of miles. Letter B, Megan's family will travel a total of 1,000 miles on their trip. How many more miles will they travel? Okay, so they've already traveled the answer for letter A. Okay, you're going to take the answer to letter A and you're going to use it in letter B. In letter B, you know that they want to travel a total of 1,000 miles. So you're going to subtract from 1,000 miles the miles that they've already traveled. And the miles they have already traveled are the miles from the answer to problem A. So find the answer to problem A, subtract your answer from problem B, and that will be how many more miles they need to travel. Number 5, divide and check. Now we're actually running out of time, so we are not going to do number 5 together. I think you guys can do it. 2 division problems. Number 6 says write the value of the 2 in each number. Okay, so look at the first one, letter A, 72,551. What place is that 2 in? Which lugar? It's in the thousands place. So the value of the 2 is 2,000 because it's in the thousands place. What's the value of the 2 in this number? Well, here's the 2. What lugar is it in? Well, it's in the millions group. It's in the third number of the millions group. The third number is always 100, so it's 100 millions. So the value is 200 million. So I'll write it as 200 million. And that's all you have to do, okay? For a letter, and do the same thing on letters C and D. All right, number 7 says set the time. Don't let it confuse you where it says 10:15 or 6:30. That's just how you could say this particular time, but don't worry about that, okay? Look at the time that's on the first clock. You have 10:15. It says 45 minutes later it is, so you need to count 45 minutes from 10:15. And you need to draw the hands on the clock. What time it will be 45 minutes past 10:15. And you need to write the time there below the clock. 45 minutes later, it is what time? Okay, then we have 6:30 for letter B. So that is 6:30. You see your minute hand is on the 6 and your hour hand is halfway. It's in the middle between the 6 and the 7. So that's showing that it's halfway past. So it says 20 minutes earlier it is. So that's 20 minutos antes. So you need to count 20 minutos backwards. So you're at the 6 with your minute hand, go to the 5, 4, 3, okay, however long 20 minutes is. Then you need to draw the hands on the clock for B and write the new time. All right, then the brain booster says what number comes next in this sequence. Here you're counting down, so you're going to subtract a number each time to get to the next number. So subtract a number each time, Then it says, what must you do to get to the next number each time? So tell me how much you had to subtract. So look at the first couple numbers to figure out what you're subtracting each time. Find the last number, and then tell me what number you had to subtract each time to get that number. Let me know if you need more help with that one. All right, we are out of time for our lesson today. Have a wonderful day, guys.